Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering video. So yeah, this is another episode of Commander Fodder. As I mentioned in the previous episode, this is going to be an ongoing thing now. I'm going to work my way through pacing against the Deck Dirtle episodes so that I try and synchronize the block with whatever block I'm going through with the Deck Dirtle. It could potentially mean that there'll be less episodes of Commander Fodder per episodes of Deck Dirtle, simply because I'll tend to do the Commander Fodder at the start of the first set of the block that I'm on, even though I'm covering the whole block. But what I might decide to do is do like multiple videos for Commander Fodder for a particular block, if that proves to be interesting. So whilst I wait to get to Urza's block, I figured I'd backfill and go back in time to Mirage. And so what I did is, like I did in the last episode, I went on to MTGen and opened a pack each of sets from the block. So was it Tempests, Visions and Weatherlight? That's it. Tempest, Visions, Weatherlight. And these were the three cards. Hammer of Bogarden, Pillar Tombs of Akka, I think that is, and Bubble Matrix. Now, when you just look at the usage of the cards on EDH Rec, this is the most used card. And in some ways, this is actually the card I want to have the episode around. So it's a build around of Bubble Matrix. None of these three are super used in decks, but this is the one that's used the most. Hammer of Bogarden, all you can really do is I suppose have it included in a deck where the theme is direct damage in red and in other colours that might do direct damage. Pillar Tombs of Aku looks an interesting build around card until you realise that it could probably get buried fairly quickly. If you're playing in a format where people start with higher life counts, then someone's probably going to just say, oh, I'm just going to sack a creature. So during a player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature, or that player loses 5 life and you bury Pillar of Tombs of Aku. So yeah, it's fairly easy to get rid of, I think, generally. No, I don't really want to do that. This looked interesting because it says all damage dealt to creatures is reduced by 0. So it's everybody's creatures, but there may well be ways of sort of mitigating that. And I'm trying to get my head around this, exactly how this might work. So all damage dealt to creatures is reduced to 0. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. So yeah, so this negates this. So this is saying all damage dealt by creatures is reduced to 0. But this is saying combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. So that means any damage done to you by creatures you don't control will be reduced to 0, but any damage you do to any combat damage you do using creatures you do control can't be prevented. So this is why I chose Questing Beast as my commander to go with it. So basically this is going to be a Questing Beast deck, mono green. Other things we got in here: Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste. Questing Beast can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented, and whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls. So we could go with a sub-theme here as well as Beast Tribal, seeing as we're in green. There's quite a lot of stuff in green we'll be able to leverage anyway, that are popular commander cards in green. Not necessarily anything to do with these abilities here or the theme of the deck, which is preventing damage to ourselves whilst doing damage to everybody else. So beyond that, there's obviously, you know, the usual ramp in green and those are useful things. So what we'll do is we'll just check this card out on EDH Rec. This is where I got the idea from. And we will look at some high synergy cards initially, because what we're going to do is we're going to be using the tool in Architect to advise us. There's the inbuilt tool, and we just need a bit of what I call a seed first of all. So normally what I'll do is I'll put 5 cards in here that represent sort of where I want to go with the deck, and then we just see what suggestions come up and then pull in appropriate things. I've got a rough idea of, you know, how many creatures, lands, instants, so on, sorceries I don't want to go above. Obviously, you know, I'm going to want a creature count in the high 20s with this, because we're talking about combat damage, plus any cards that just enhance that combat damage is going to be helpful. There's Questing Beast as the commander, and again some high synergy stuff for that commander. What I'm more interested in is, because of this is a build around of Bubble Matrix, is high synergy cards for Bubble Matrix, if that's a thing. We'll see how we do that when we seed this. Also, MTG Assist might help me just picking that initial seed. This works by just looking at the text, I believe, and just seeing whether there's cards similar to that. So again, the theme here is to prevent damage to ourselves while doing damage to other creatures or opponents' creatures. Wow, expensive. Yeah, put Scarecrow in the deck, why not? I'm just looking here to see if anything like global, well not globally, but across the board prevents damage, rather than just prevents damage to a single creature. That would be interesting on theme. Armor for my commander, actually. Saying that. Yeah, why not? That will be fun. Put those in. Suit up Questing Beast. See how that looks in a moment. So Bubble Matrix has only ever been printed once. Let's have a quick look, seeing as part of this series is about just looking at sets. Let's just see what was done here. Yeah, so these were all just reprints around the same time, so it doesn't really count. Okay, that's good to know. So that's from Throne of Eldraine. Oh, there's our friend Feldergriff. Right, let's get on in here. So, first of all, I want to bring in some of this stuff. Going to deal specifically with flying creatures. Interesting to see which one of these has been reprinted or what the earliest print was. That's from the dark. That's just fun, isn't it? Like older cards. It's only in M10. Only in Champions. Wow. This is going to be interesting. So we've got some artifacts. Let's have a quick look. Again, we're going to go in to the bubble, more the bubble matrix side, and just see what's going on here. We need to obviously just pick the green cards. I'm going to go into the grid form. Oh, can I do it here? Yeah. Let's go into table view and just see what the hell synergy cards we get. So we're mainly looking for green. So fog effect. Well, that, yeah. That's on theme. So let's do that. Again, makes it interesting to maybe seed this in a certain way and see what happens. Again, this is an exercise in fun use of tools. Let's go back in time, see when they, wonder how much. Wow, that's foggy and expensive. Nice. $15 for a limited edition beta. I'm just looking to see what was the first not so expensive black border version of Mirage. I'm sorry, of fog. Oh, yeah. Seeing as it's Mirage we're playing, let's have that in there. Interesting Elder Gargaroth. Vigilance, Reach, Trample. Whenever Elder Gargaroth attacks or blocks, choose one. Create a 3/3. Draw a card. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. It's a beast. I went so Elder Gargaroth there. I think that's shiny. What artwork do we like? Do we want to keep it fairly straightforward, or do we want to go for the promo? Hang on, was it that one? Arr. Wasn't the shiny one. Okay. Suppose it doesn't matter too much. We got enough here to seed this. Let's have a look at. The synergies aren't high. You gain 1 life for each creature on the battlefield. Prevent all damage, combat damage that will be dealt this turn. Okay, that's interesting. When gets uprising into the battlefield, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Creatures you control have trample. Whenever a creature power 4 or greater enters the battlefield, draw a card. Yeah, that needs to be in the deck if we're going to be playing beasts. Come on. Plus, okay, trample. Keep forgetting about come on. Spy, moment's peace. Oh yeah. That's going to be funny. There's a link here. So let's do Blunt the Assault and Moment's Peace, and then we'll start use this as our seed. So you'll see the connection here if you've watched my relaxation video. My Magic the Relaxing. This was the lead card. What else did I say? Blunt the Assault. Yeah. We'll come back to the Uprising, the other one, in a moment. Just see what this does. Oh, scars. Okay. Interesting. And this one is from Odyssey. Here we go. See what it recommends. So I think I'm going to start off with creatures first, actually. See what it thinks about this. It's going to take a little bit of time. See if I can. Actually, let's get a few artifacts out of the way. So Soul Ring, yep, Fireshrieker, several of the usual suspects here. If a equipped creature would deal combat damage, it deals double that damage instead. If another creature would be dealing combat, it deals double that damage to a creature instead. A creature would deal combat damage to a equipped creature. Okay, but the other things in play. Yeah, we're in green. It's good. There's a double stripe. Yeah, anything like that is going to be good. So we're going to artifact up with some equipment here. I do like good old Loxodon Warhammer. There's so much good stuff here. Oh yeah, we're playing green. That would be cool. We want that. Oh, so much good stuff here we could leverage. Yeah, this sort of stuff. Leave it at that for the moment. Yeah, I keep wanting to include all those sort of classic artifacts, but we'll just keep it interesting. Okay. Let's see what we've got creature-wise. Okay. I'm looking for beasts here. I don't see them yet. Not that it matters too much. Let's just have a look down the list. Again, we're just using this as a suggestion. There might be some staples we want to put in at this point, like I'm tempted to put an acidic slime in and some mana dorks. Things like Sakuri Tribe Elder. Yeah, Nylea, we're playing mono green. That can go in. Do we want to go all in? Let's just change over some of these so I can get some ideas. Just curious, I seem to remember, yeah, the first time acidic slime was printed was in fact, was in M10. It's been printed a number of times in Commander. Elvish Mystic. That would imply it was in... Oh no, actually I wonder if that would have been a new card in an old frame. So the original would have been in M14. I was thinking, well, that wasn't in Time Spiral because Time Spiral Remastered also contains time-shifted cards. So you have to remember that. Oh, yeah. Ice Age. Funny. And then the From the Vault as well. Curious. So Llanowar Elves. Where did that come from originally? Oh, what's the price on an... Oh yeah, I remember that artwork. Crikey. What's the first cheaper black border card? It was reprinted obviously in all of the core sets. So beatdown version, Battle Royale one. They would have been white borders. Not that particularly matters, but I'm just curious. There we go. It's funny because that's the one that I remember the most because that's the first set I bought in Magic the Gathering, so we'll go with that. Nylea we know about. Acidic Slime, M10. And again, things like, you know, Bow of Nylea has been reprinted. It's originally in Fireshrieker. I believe that's been reprinted several times, and that was in original Mirrodin. Grappling Hook. Did that come from one of the... That came from Zendikar. Yeah, that was right. That came from Zendikar. Okay. And I remember Inquisitor's Fight. Yeah, so that's never been reprinted. That was in Innistrad. And Loxodon Warhammer is an older card. That probably was Mirrodin. Yeah, so that was Mirrodin as well. And of course our old friend Soul Ring. And as we know, in its original form, very expensive. So I suppose Commander would have been the first sort of reasonably priced Black Border version of that, I suppose. And got revised edition if you want to pay slightly less. There's also that interesting... There was the one in the Green Legends one, wasn't there? Which was different artwork. Let's just put that in. I know Sword of the Animist. I don't know if that's been... Well, that's actually been printed a few times, but that was originally would have been in Origins. And the Magebane Armor, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, that's just only ever appeared in M10. Cool, things are looking interesting now. So let's go a brief journey down memory lane, which is part of what this is all about. We need to... Oh, it's not a beast, but yeah. We want bird in the deck. Don't know. There's lots of stuff. Okay. See, not many beasts, so we don't really go with beast tribal, but I suppose that doesn't matter. Let's just look back here and see what the... Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Do I really want to care that much about tribal? That's the question. There could be some tribal cards I could leverage in green. Maybe I just go with large creatures. Attack or block unless you control a creature other than another creature with power 4 or greater. Actually, so yeah, we're going down a different interesting avenue here in that what we're doing is more of a green protective deck if we start doing this. would like to play larger stuff. Could use... just put Terrastodon in there, why not? Because we can. Yeah, let's do this. That's a nice card to have. Oh, I'm trying to remember what that does. Let me just put that in and find a reprint. Oh, here we go. Now we're into Hydra territory. Upkeep. I like this. That's interesting. It's scalable. So yeah, we're definitely not going down Beast Tribal route, but we're trying to find some nice large creatures with interesting abilities that really work to our advantage at the expense of the opponent. This card, this is good. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. If we went down the beast route, and there are plenty of green beasts we could play, this is the sort of card I want to play. I mean, it helps with our general. Put Solemn in the deck, why not? Oh, Thrun, yes. Nice. Yep, that repeats the theme. That's good. Oh, Vigor. Yeah. Again. Oh, actually, yeah. I'll put some green staples in. So Yavin Maya. I always like this. That's an interesting soulbond creature to put in. So now we are getting into the beast area. Or, sorry, things that care about beasts. Sorry, not this, but this. Oh, okay. Avenger of Syndicate. Bane of Progress. Beast Whisperer, Biogenic Ooze. Yeah, I like these all sort of uncounterable stuff. Okay, we're playing mono green. Damage to target regional player. Yeah, let's put that in. That's an interesting thing to experiment with. Yeah, let's do. Oh, level ups. Okay. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. Protection from everything. Yeah, okay. What the hell? This is why this episode's so fun. This series is just. Let's put a fun card in. Just these ridiculous green creatures. Put Lotus Copper in. Oh yeah, this one here. This is an interesting creature that I think was originally in that. Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of that set they brought out with the icicle on it. Yeah, let's just do that. Oh, okay. Ramacrux. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. No, maybe not. Oh, Thragtusk. Yeah, that's an interesting card. We got 35 creatures. That's a lot, probably more than we need. It's a lot more than we need, actually. Let's have a quick look at the curve, and then I'm going to sideboard some of this stuff. Just see what I want to do here. Okay, so we have a 12 drop. Yeah. Yeah, let's leave that in. On the sideboard. Terrastodon. Okay. Definitely thematic. Probably doesn't help me. Oh, I'll have to do that the long way around. Actually, I know how to do this. This will be easier if I do it like like this, and then sort it by CMC. Just work my way down. Right, where did I get to? Yeah. So this one I was trying to work out. Yeah, okay, good. That's what I thought. Okay, do I even need mana dogs? Let's just take them out for the moment. I'll leave a Llanowar Elf in there just for nostalgia purposes. Do I want to have... That's really quite handy. Take out some of the usual includes. But they don't really help with the theme. Yep. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that was interesting. So they put this in Modern Horizons. Okay, so I did not know that was created specifically for that. Guys, Herald. Genesis Hydra. Where did that come from originally? So it was from there, okay. That I think was, yeah, it's only ever been in Rise of the Eldrazi. I think that was from, yeah, M12. The Cat Snake. See, Steel Leaf Champion. Yeah, again, most of these have only ever been technically printed once. I know Brawn's a pretty old card, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Judgment. No, Acidic Slime, Thrun the Last Troll. Yep. That's Bellowing Tanglewurm. See, Genesis, when did that... Oh, that was another Judgment card. Yeah, so there was a load of those where they sort of interacted with the graveyard. So what again? Well, there's a lot of these are just only a single, you know, from a single set. Or from, if they have been reprinted, it's as a promo around that set. Yeah, obviously was the dinosaur set Was it Dinosaur and Pirates? Oh, see, Commander Only was reprinted obviously in the anthology. Primal Crux. Yeah, see, that goes back to Eventide, and though it only ever appeared in that. So Vigor, I think, is that another older card? Yeah, so that's Lorwyn. Archetype of Endurance. Those were, yeah, they'd be Born of the Gods. So these enchantment creatures with the sparkly borders. Yeah, that was from Zendikar block. Remember that. This one was in Jumpstart, but would have been in Rivals originally. So yeah, a lot of stuff there that's never really been either not been reprinted many times or just not been reprinted outside of the promos for the same set. So yeah, that's pretty interesting set of cards there. So let's see what else we've got. I wonder if there's any useful planeswalkers that might help in this deck that I need reminding about. We could always have a couple of those. Control of Indestructible. Okay. That looks cool. Just double Garruks. Why don't we 3, and I'm curious, so Garruk Wildspeaker came from what, Lorwyn? Oh yeah, because that would have been, so Lorwyn would have been the first set with Planeswalkers. Yeah, because that was, now yeah, it's coming back to me. So with Planeswalkers, weren't they gonna be originally printed in the Time Spiral block, but they hadn't ironed out the design for that, the template, the design template, whatever they call it, and so it was delayed and it ended up in Lorwyn block. And correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think that's what had happened. Now Garruk Primal Hunter was Magic 2012, and that wasn't that the lead, one of the leads, or the lead card in the set. Am I getting muddled up? There's been several Garruks now. Wasn't there a Garruk that hunted other planeswalkers as well? So anyway, yeah. It's always tricky when you're doing this from memory. Oh yeah, it's definitely, it's a War of the Spark card. So does that fit in with our plan? I suppose it's good in here because of forests. Let me have a look at that again. Put 3/1/1 counters on up to one target non-creature land you control. Untap it, it becomes off. It's here, is it? It's still a land. Okay. So it's a 3/3. I like the sound of that. we'll do is we'll look at some instant speed. We've already got some instant speed stuff in here. Let's see what else we can find, and also I can always add back in some of this sideboarded stuff if I feel so minded. So that's the plan. Obviously going to just keep our creature count pretty high. So seeing as we're playing green, makes sense to remove all here. So we're going to put in that, put in Krosan Grip. We've already got Fog, we've got Moment's Peace, got Haze of Pollen. So again, with the theme of the deck, we're mainly looking for sort of fog type effects. So that. And of course anything that gives us creatures an advantage. Now, what I want to do stuff like this, but it would be nice. Oh yeah, we need to naturalize. There's loads of fog stuff here. We should have that. And that looks like fun. Pseudo removal. And of course we haven't even thought about instant speed ramp actually. Oh, it's crop rotation. Heavy fog. Oh, that would be pretty obscene. Maybe I'll just stick with that for the moment. There's probably some other green ramp I could play easily. Let's put Yavimaya Elder back in. It's Krosan Grip. Was in Time Spiral. So Beast Within goes all the way back to New Phyrexia. It's naturalised a pretty old card, I think. Onslaught, Moment's Peace. You'll see the connection to that in a moment. Oh, Urza. Cool. Haze of Pollen. Yep. Amonkhet. Ancient Animus. From Dominaria. But also reprinted in Legends. So the original Worldly Tutor. Why not? Because we can. Okay. So like I said, there's probably plenty more stuff we can put in for ramp purposes. We'll see what we've got. Sorcery speed. And again, use this to just jog our memory. Oh, we've got Kadama's Reach, of course. Harmonise. That's handy. Rampant growth, yep. This Pilgrimage would be good. Explosive Vegetation. And that. How are we going? 7 sorceries. Harmonise. Let's see when that was printed, because that a fairly old card. It was actually reprinted in Arch Enemy. In one of the decks, obviously. And that was from Plane of Chaos. Oh, that makes sense. Huh. Yeah. So, of course, it's a non-green thing. So what they did is there must have been a different colour card. Draw 3 cards. So I'm assuming there's a 2 and 2 blue card in Magic's history, which I'm sure someone can remind me of, which draws 3 cards. Because in this particular set, in the Plane of Chaos set, they colour shifted. And that went into the time shifted slot. There were colour shifted cards in that slot, so that's what that is. Now, Explosive Vegetation goes way back to Onslaught. This is Pilgrimage. It's from Origins. Originally. Now Kadama's Reach, isn't that back in Kamigawa maybe? Yep. Oh, good old Rampant Growth. Pretty old, I think. Whoa. What's the Mirage artwork look like? Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. Let me just have a look. Let's see what we got in Tempest. What do you reckon? I know in 10th edition we had this sort of classic one. Let's go for something a bit old and gnarly. Why not? See now, Prey Upon, hasn't that been around for quite a while, relatively speaking? That's Innistrad, that's right. And Green Sun Zenith, that would have been, I think, original Zendikar possibly. Oh no, Mirrodin Besieged. Oh yeah, Mirrodin Besieged, that's it. That's right. Wow. Cool cards. So we've also got to keep in mind on our land, do we want to, if we did this, so we're basing it around our original card, not the commander, then it's got to come from the same block as this. This was only printed in Weatherlight, so that would be, oh, actually that would be cool. So we're going to be pulling our land from Mirage. I like the sound of that. Okay, so doing good here. I think this is turning into my most enjoyable series now, just because of the mixture of, you know, I love leveraging deck building tools because I'm a bit lazy like that. But I don't like to the point where it completely builds the deck for you. But at the same point, it's nice to look back and remember some of the, you know, where that came from. And I'm quite pleased sometimes. I'll probably work out in here if there's a way of getting it to pick the most recent card, but it is quite fun to actually do that, look up and see what's been before. So I think I'll probably stick with that. It means it's a little bit slower doing stuff, but who cares really? So I know this is my last video, I think, it's ended up on Reddit. In the unintentional ASMR section, which is a thing for me. Has happened back in the day quite a bit, and I didn't really go down that rabbit hole for, I don't know why. I mean, but now I've embraced it a bit more. So I think we just need to get some enchantments in here, and then we'll start landing up our deck. We'll just see. I don't know if I want to put a ton of enchantments in here. We'll see what comes up. Oh, Rancor. See, this is always an interesting card. I don't know whether it gives us much, but I'd like this, the way it sort of just comes back. We've already got Nylea, I think. Isn't Nylea in our deck already? Yeah. We're probably going to see a lot of enchantments that enchant creatures here. I'm more interested in ones that do something across our side of the board rather than just on a single creature, unless... I mean, Blanchwood Armor is always interesting in a green deck anyway, so I might be tempted to play that just to buff one of my key cards. Now, Eldrazi Conscription, that's just obscene, so that's just got to go in the deck. Yeah, saying that now I'm putting in cards that buff single creatures, but that's ridiculous. I like this as well. This is fun. Actually. Oh. Yeah, that's what I'm after. So let's have a look at these cartouches again. That's going to enchant a creature. If you control a creature power. Yep. That's just going to help. Actually, I don't know how expensive our commander is. It's not super expensive. Is that even worth? Maybe not. Oh, and actually, because that'll counteract command attacks. Yeah, so that's saying that doesn't really matter, does it? It's just going to counteract that command attacks. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, I think. I don't know whether I want to... Is there anything here that I can... When one of your opponents plays a non-basic land, if hidden horde... No. Yeah, I think I'll leave it let's leave it there for the moment. So the only thing we need to worry about, actually, we've got to put the land in, but what does this leave us with? That leaves us a bit short on. Does that leave us short on land? I suppose with all the ramp, technically that's not. I'm not so concerned. Yeah, we'll leave it at the moment. So what we'll do, we'll add in our land and then we'll start looking at actual non-basic lands and adjust accordingly. Okay, so let's track down our forests, add that in, get this over to an appropriate piece of artwork, because we all know we need to make sure this is reflective of I must admit, the trouble with this, that for us in this, oh yeah, I do like this one with the waterfall. I think that's my favourite. I don't know which one is anybody's favourite that's watching this, if they have a favourite in that particular set. I don't know how strong green is. I think the other colours, the white one, the white lands are really nice. Start with that, and then we'll go in search of 5 utility lands and then cut our basic lands back from that if we find more interesting stuff. So playing mono green, so we'll have a look and see if there's any mono green stuff that really helps us. I like the sound of that. And that. This is an interesting card. I've actually got this. This came from a, I think this was a promo originally. It's obviously ended up in, yeah, well, we'll talk about it in a moment actually. Yeah, I've got to have that in it. It fits in with the theme of our deck. Oh yeah. Suppose a bit of command tower, eh? I don't have a ton of guard draw, so I don't know how much I'm worried about this. I do like terrain generator. Bridge. Anything else? I do like Rogue's Passage as well. I don't know with all the pumping whether, I mean, it's not going to do any harm, I suppose, because it generates green. Bring that across. Okay, so we do actually have 40 land now, but we're over the top here. So I just wanted to bring some of these across. Some are going to replace those. I do want to purely... Where was the one that I did? Just want it there. I'm just going to actually cyborg that. What was that? That was in the original commander set then. That's interesting to know. We cyborg that. And then... So let's solve the mystery. We'll reduce the forest and we'll have a finished deck. So this here... It was time spelled, time shifted, but I remember, yeah, I've actually got the HarperCollins one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so they included that in as a time shifted card in Time Spiral, which is cool. As I have the HarperCollins one, I will include that. I think that's allowed. This one, yeah, this is new. So what have we got going on here, these two versions? That's the fuller art one, I suppose, for want of a better word. That's the promo. So Command Tower. Yep, that's been around for a while. See, Mosswalk Bridge, doesn't that go back to Lorwyn? And it was in the Arch Enemy, the first Arch Enemy. Well, actually, I think there's only been one. I keep getting that muddled up between that and is it Plane Chase? This, yeah, that's right. That's what was that? Theros? No. Yep. Kamigawa block champions. So this goes back to Zendikar days. Rogue's Passage, been kicking around for a while now. I think that was originally in a it was Return to Ravnica. I thought for some reason that had been printed in a core set the first time, but not. No. And Terrain Generator, I'm having trouble remembering that. Oh, way back in Nemesis days. Cool. Okay. There we go. So we just need to adjust here our forest count accordingly. So we just need to lose I've got the commander here, so it is actually a count of 100. 35 land, boom, there's our deck. So again, what I'll do is I'll copy this deck into the description if you're curious. We better have a look at our CMC, I think. Yep, sorry, I keep doing that. Okay, a lot of 3-drops. That's not unusual in Magic. That's where the action is, I understand. What's our actual curve? Oops, nearly hit the deleted button there. What's our curve look like from this perspective? It's a lot easier in here as well. We're all in with green, everybody. Okay, let's see what some opening hands look like. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. So we've got Forest, Terrain Generator, Myth Unbound, Beastmaster Ascension, Forest of Vigor, and a Sword of the Animist. So we've got our equipment, we've got a lot of large stuff. We don't have much land at the moment. We do have a Manadork. We've got a Planeswalker. So this is going to be slow, but we are playing Commander, so interesting. Forest, terrain generator again, arena, another forest. And Yavimaya Elder, Colossal Majesty. That's better. Okay, so yeah, that looks more promising. And then one more forest. There's a scarecrow. We haven't seen our lead card yet. Let's just see how long before we draw it. I mean, not that I'm expecting that to happen, but again, these things just gives you inspiration. Could be a while before we see it. Yeah. Probably end up drawing all of our library. I think I've run out of room. We're not going to see it in this game, I don't think. Actually, what we should have done is played a tutor, an artifact. I didn't think about that, actually. It was a bad move on my part. Let's just have a look. Hold on. There are probably people shouting at the screen and going, yeah, you need to play that. I'm trying to remember. I won't spend too long because I just don't remember. There must be a... Oh, damn. There's a Sylvan Tutor. Worldly Tutor we've already got in. Oh yeah, enlightened. So it's in white. What's this one? Oh, of course it won't work. It's in black. I was just curious. So there we have it. There's a bubble matrix. That's interesting. In green. Skyship Weatherlight. Okay, there we go. We could play that. From it's not legal in Commander though. Damn. Oh well, never mind. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. It's been fun again doing this for lots of different reasons. So there we have it. That's my Commander fodder from the Mirage block. Our, I don't know whether you want to call it lead card or seed card or however you want to think about this. was Bubble Matrix, so all damage dealt to creatures is reduced by 0. The other ones we could have built around, but I decided not to, my better judgment, was Hammer of Bogarden. I never know how to say that one. Which is 1 and double red, and then this fella, Pillar Tombs of Aku. During each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature, or that player loses 5 life, and you bury Pillar Tombs of Aku. So with that, I mean, that's a more of a if at all, a late game card, I think, in Commander. I don't know whether it's not really an alternate win condition, eh? Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that as much as I have. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.